so many of these movies. I mean, there was the Black Six, and the Black Gestapo, and Black Shampoo, and Blackenstein, and Count Chocula. Well, that's a cereal, but it might as well have been a blaxploitation movie.
Black Prince, I curse you with my name. You shall be Blackula.
Blackula. Blackula. Dracula's soul brother. Deadlier even than he.
You know, he is a strange dude.
They made a lot of bad movies under the guise of blaxploitation pictures. Just like most movies are bad, but they abused the privilege.
Genres come and go, and the blaxploitation genre was so popular for so long, and they made so many movies of it, it had a firmer hold than, say, the biker films, all right, or slasher movies or something like that. It wasn't just connected to exploitation.
When the critics started to really turn against blaxploitation and just the formula that was produced after the few brilliant moments, it all started to head in these interesting directions. Kung Fu was one of those directions. Black people read it just as an anti-colonial impulse, just straight up. Here's this martial art that has been perfected and practiced by Asians, and you run around kicking and whipping a lot of people with this great skill. So they were into that from the beginning.
There was something very 70s about those Kung Fu films, and it's a different 70s, but blacks made it their own by their acceptance of that genre.
You crazy bitch.
I had done at least 6 or 7 films back to back from 72 to 74. I was exhausted. When I look back in that period, you can see a lot of us working a whole lot. We were all very tired. If anything, I got opposition from people saying, and putting me down for doing movies like that. I mean, I was beaten mentally, emotionally, not physically, because you don't know what's going on. All you know is that there's a force out there that's doing you in and you're going under, and you don't know why. All you know is you're spinning.
It wasn't white Hollywood so much that was against it. They were very happy to make these films. $700,000 budget, $800,000 budget, $10 million gross back to them. Hey, they were very happy. Then all of a sudden, here comes this terminology, black exploitation. Then they say, well, listen, if the black audiences and the blacks don't like these movies, maybe we better jump off the bandwagon.
When Hollywood saw that, clearly 1/4 to 1/3 of their audience for The Exorcist and The Godfather was black, they just all looked at each other and said, hey, why are we making black movies?
It was a vicious time when everything was cut off and you don't know it's cut off until you start falling and you're putting your hands out. You can't grab a hold of anything, and I was grabbing, making phone calls and grabbing while I was falling. And I couldn't get a hold of anything. There was nothing. I saw our demise. I saw our death. I saw the actors, producers, production companies, directors, etc. I saw us dead. Black films saved Hollywood, and when they got through with us around 75 or 76, they dropped us. The door slammed.
Not very many people survived. Pam Grier survived. Richard Roundtree made $13,000 for Shaft. This is a film that made tens of millions of dollars.
It's only been in the last 6 years that all these actors who were associated with those movies can actually talk proudly about them. They always had to kind of like almost apologize for them because they took such heat.
I wanted to give all the actors their chance again to show how good we all look, that we do have a marketplace, that we're not dead yet. I had 3 rules in Hollywood that they didn't want to adhere to. 1, you can't kill me. 2, I have to win all my fights. And 3, I get the girl at the end of the movie if I want her. So they would not adhere to these 3 rules, so fine. I go make my own movie, and I'm damn sure these 3 things are going to happen in my movie.
I said to my wife, well, this is never going to happen. You know, he's never going to get $4 million to make this picture, so I'll be happy to tell him I'm doing it because I'm never going to have to do it.
I went to Cannes, I went to MeFed, and I sold $2.8 million in advance sales, brought the contract back to a bank, loaned the money, put my $2 million on the table, Orion mastered $2 million, and we made Original Gangsters. Starring me, Jim Brown, Pam Grier, Richard Roundtree, Ron O'Neal.
Damn, it's about time. Bubba, you're looking good, my man.
Never felt better.
All right.
It sure feels good, all us rebels back together again, but damn, who's gonna go first? Huh?
We all are.
All right, let's go.
All right.
And the film did very well. And from that, the actors got noticed. They went on to work again.
What? Jackie Brown.
If you had the chance, unemployed now, to walk away with $500,000, would you take it?
When I first read the book and I thought about doing it, I just started thinking about, well, what actresses would be good to play this? She's got to be in her mid-40s. She's got to look really good. She's got to look like maybe she's in her mid to late 30s. But I also wanted her to look like a woman who's lived a life. And there is a really good aspect to casting older actors. You know, they got as many stories and they've had as many ups and downs as circus performers or cops or this or any other kind of wild weather-beaten profession. And she had to look like she could handle anything. And then once I put all those things together, like, well, that sounds like Pam Grier.
How you doing, Miss Jackie?
Come on in. I don't know if I was the right one, but he thought I was. So I knew I had to live up to his image or what he thought of a woman who was a survivor.
You want to see some motherfucking silly? If I have to tell you to shut up one more time, I'm gonna shut you up.
I just came over here to talk to you.
To talk? The way I see it, you and me got one motherfucking thing to talk about. One thing. And that's what you are willing to do for me.
I think that that's one of the more meaningful images, resisting images of a black female that's come out of contemporary film. And it's important that that resisting image begins with coffee. It doesn't begin in the Quentin Tarantino imagination. He has the capacity and ability through love, I think, through love of the image itself, to love of this character, to take that image of the strong and powerful woman and bring it into a new generation, a new time. In a sense, he erases the earlier pornography of coffee.
Come on, crawl over here. Crawl, nigga.
You want me to crawl, white motherfucker?
She's not going to be coffee. She's going to be more like a real woman, all right? She's going to have more problems than coffee. She ain't going to just be able to take a shotgun and drive through the wall.